Welcome, everyone. Today is July 14th. This is another ecosystem working group, all hands. As always, we have a packed agenda. We'll give a quick overview on the network. We'll dive into some spotlights, and then we'll have 4 deep dives today with some exciting updates, and then we'll follow with Q&A. Our team missions still the same. It's to seed the long-term growth of decentralized web by cultivating a wide variety of stakeholders and aligning them with IPFS, Filecoin, and libp2p, and of course, treating them like gold. We start with IPFS. IPFS is the data and content platform where data is being addressed through a unique hash, and it allows you to make the web peer-to-peer and have your data distributed across a decentralized stack. libp2p allows you to create peer-to-peer transactions and build the networking library of Web3. So basically, lots of applications are using libp2p as Polkadot, OpenBazaar, and others, as you can see here, to really make these peer-to-peer connections transparent and easy. Now, of course, we're talking today also about Filecoin, and Filecoin is a decentralized storage network that uses these components through a set of incentive layers. We've actually built a decentralized storage network that allows customers and users like yourself to store safely data into a decentralized network. Today, we are a working group of more than 6 organizations. You see multiple listed here. It's constantly growing. We have more than 80 full-time contributors and many more organizations that are on this presentation today or on this meeting today that are not even mentioned. So we are a very ecosystem-first collaborative team. And so if you want to contribute, if you want to participate, please let us know, and we're more than happy to have you as part of these teams. If you look at the more detailed organization, definitely here in the ecosystem working group, you see multiple leaders driving marketing, builders, funnel, engineering, and so on. So if you have any questions related to any of these particular ecosystems, then please reach out, and you can see some of the email addresses here that you can utilize. But Colin, Pro Colin, as we call him, is running the show here at Ecosystem Working Group, and he leads the full initiative. What's our strategy? Still the same. On the top, we build out our connectors with multiplier ecosystem partners. We build bridges to other Web3 ecosystems. In the middle, we have our builders funnel, which engages developers, supports hackathons through grants, mentorship programs, and accelerator programs, and eventually funding that helps us build these future billion-dollar businesses. And on the bottom, we have the infrastructure providers that are what we call our storage providers that provide the infrastructure for you to store your data. Obviously, we're supporting a ton of new applications through our funnels. We have a ton of hackathons running on a quarterly basis led by Lucas's team. Amazing new technologies and products are coming out of that. And we provide, we've handed out more than 200 development grants since April. So if you need help, go check out our grant program. 5,000 to 30,000 and even more grants are handed out. And of course, we follow that up with some amazing accelerated programs. We have more than 60 teams in 2021. This year, our goal is to get to 100 graduating teams. Lots of logos. As you can tell, ecosystem continues to grow. As always, we have solutions almost for any Web 2 application that's out there. You will find something in Web 3 that is trying to build something similar. But what is a huge indicator of the adoption of any network is the adoption of developers that utilize IPFS and Filecoin. And here you can see that today we have more than 10,000 unique contributors on GitHub that have contributed to our stack. So we are one of the most developed stacks today that we see out there in the market. And then second, if you look at the builders funnel, again, is a combination of the hackathons, the accelerators, and Brad, who's leading our fund. You can tell that we have grown tremendously because in the beginning of 2021, we had around 40 projects. Today, we have more than 450 projects that are funded in some form of way, and so in some form of fashion. So here, again, extensive growth. We'll see more and more applications coming through our hackathons, but more importantly, these are actually the funded ones. Even in a downturn, even in a winter time, we see a tremendous amount of growth of solutions that are being built. Cool. Capacity, as always, we track capacity of the network. Today, we have more than 16.7 exabytes of raw capacity. Last week, we released a new version, new upgrade of the network, and we've seen a successful upgrade. Please check out if you haven't upgraded yet. And it's amazing to see that the capacity continues to grow. This is raw capacity. We'll talk in a second about how much unique data is being added to the network. But again, a continuous growth here as well, even though we're in a downturn. If you look at the actual data being stored on Filecoin, it's amazing. Right now, we have 120 petabytes of storage and more than 5 million deals in Filecoin. So here, this yellow bar, this growth trajectory continues to grow, and we're seeing more and more case studies coming out and use cases that are being explored across the globe, going from smart cities to life sciences to sync and share products, you name it. Basically, large data sets that are being stored on Filecoin are actually driving this growth, of course, next to NFTs and other data sets. So as always, Filecoin is integrated with a ton of other blockchains. We integrate, as you can see here, Polygon, Dapper, OpenSea, marketplaces, and etc. And we continue to do that to drive in more user data into the network. And so today, if you look at what we've accomplished so far on the Web2 side, because we talked about NFTs, we also have a ton of Web2 data coming in, and that's driving these large data sets basically are driving the growth of the network utilization. And so you see that in the last 90 days, we have 182 new active clients that we're working with, 2 times the amount of clients who've onboarded over. We have 2 times the amount of clients who have onboarded over 100 tips. So we're seeing not just more clients, but we're seeing also larger data sets coming in. And that's amazing to see because, as you know, data gravity is real, meaning the more data you have in the network, the more data it will attract over time. And we see strong signals on our website and landing page of users looking to store data onto the Filecoin network, or users that want to learn more about Filecoin and how to use it. Moving on. So in general, what are the overall use cases? We talked about large data sets, but obviously NFTs. We continue to see an extensive growth of NFTs, metaverse and games. And of course, today, as always, we measure the total NFTs stored on Filecoin.io, and we are currently at 72 million NFTs. These are NFTs stored through NFT.storage, actually. So that's up from 23 million 1 month ago. And Web2 clients, what is the demand that we're seeing from the funnel? So if you look at, we talked about the total amount of data being stored. This is actually a view in how much data is lined up in the funnel. And we're seeing now that we're reaching 150 PIBs of data cap, which is data capacity that's being allocated to these new applications that are coming in, these new users that are planning to store data on the network. And we're seeing 150 PIBs right now is already lined up in anticipation to store data onto the network. So that's another 150 PIBs basically that we have visibility to. So amazing to see that not only the growth is strong, but also the net new funnel, or the funnel is strong. So use cases, what are we seeing in general? We're seeing a lot of video and audio, but also applications like Audius and Huddle that continue to drive data into the network. We're seeing consumer storage, so we're seeing Fleek and Slate growing as well. Those are great for users looking for alternatives to my Google Drive or Dropbox, you name it. And then we're seeing the large enterprises in finance and bio and research, climate data, etc., Internet Archive. So here as well, large enterprise customers looking at alternative solutions for their tape or cloud architectures. Thank you very much.